too unneutered. Oh yeah. Get your mind right. Unneutered, baby. Facts over beliefs. Critical thinking. Oh yeah. Unneutered, baby. Hey, how you doing out there? It's your boy Ted, aka Mr. Extravagant, here with another tantalizing episode about what's currently going on in the world with in Unneutered. I got my very close friend of mine, family member, you know what I mean, love this man to death, go back decades. I'm gonna go ahead and let him introduce himself to you. Go ahead, big dog.
Hello, everybody. This is Pharaoh Haniel from Oakland, California. Childhood friend, family member to Teddy, to Mr. Extravagant, to the General, and we get to talk about it, man.
Oh yeah. So but basically, what we talking about, what's going on currently right now, what's trending is what's going on with the boy Nipsey Hussle, man. And we're not gonna go too much into why he got killed or anything like that, or really just talk about him as a person. You know, if you want to find out more about the man Nipsey, go ahead and look him up, do some research, listen to the man, music, stream his music, help him, and find out about him. So
his documentaries, his interviews, every time he did an interview, that man dropped some serious jewels. Even if you're not into hip hop or rap, you should definitely listen to his interviews. Full of gems.
Oh yeah, he is definitely a person that's character over currency. So and I think that's what I wanted to really touch on, discuss about that, what type of man he was, and the type of legacy he is leaving behind. Because to me, in my honest opinion, bro, I think his legend is going to be greater in his death than while he was alive. Now, I understand he touched a lot of people, but just since the man's passing, you know what I mean, which is unfortunate to take for the man to pass, for people to realize what type of person he was. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think he was just getting started, because for those that don't know the history, he put out a lot of mixtapes. He just put out his first album in 2018, Grammy nominated or whatnot. So to me, he was just scratching the surface, and he basically built it on his own masters. The name of his label was All Money In, so no money out, and basically he was saying all money in, no money out. So he was controlling his dollars. His brother put it together, came put their money together to start. Not only did they have a record label, but a clothing store. Their parents was involved in it. So they incorporated family as well, not just community, but family in it. And I think that's something that's lost in today. It seems like everybody wants to get a job, and these jobs pull us away from our families, and then that's it. Nobody's coming together with the multiple jobs that we have and putting anything in the pot to invest in ourselves, invest in something that we control. We can control, that we can have ownership in.
Right. And you're absolutely right on that too, man. And another thing that I loved about what he did was he hired his family, and he actually hired people that was from the community, like that is from that neighborhood.
Exactly.
I thought that was very dope. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
it's such a lack of it, But what he did shine a light on is that it's possible. People say, well, he's an ex-gang member, but I think that's the beautiful part of it. You don't have to be a suit and tie Fortune 500 guy to do these type of things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could put your mind to work. You could pick up a book. You know what I'm saying? That brother always was reading. He was learning that business side of it. I'm not just going to be a talent. I'm going to know the business side of it. So when things, you know, when it's all said and done, when the smoke clears, you know, we're going to have ownership. We're not going to be looking for handouts. We could do this stuff ourselves. We're creative enough to use our minds and do these things ourselves.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
Takes a lot of self-confidence to do that, you know, and I think that's and self-belief, and I think that's something that's lacking in our community is self-confidence and self-belief. You gotta have self-confidence and self-belief like you want to eat. The same way you want to eat, like you home, you starving, you gotta have your self-confidence gotta be starving in order to pull off a feat and act like that.
Yeah, and you have to be consistently persistent. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Most because if it was easy, everybody would do it. You know what I'm saying? I think people get comfortable, or we've been taught because of our educational system to think like employees instead of entrepreneurs or business owners. You understand what I'm saying? So we would rather go ahead and sell our most valuable asset, which is our time, for chump change in the grand scheme of things. I don't care if you're getting $50 an hour. Well, I don't know, maybe $50 is $50, but $50 an hour. You know what I mean? Keep it in perspective. Keep $50 an hour. You know what I mean? To do God knows whatever. You know what I mean? But you're still paying. Well, you're selling your time that you can never get back for X amount of dollars, $50, $10, $30, or whatever the case may be. Instead, you could be doing stuff that you enjoy doing throughout your life and getting paid for it. What would give you more gratification? You know what I mean? It's just, I don't think it's a lack of talent or a lack of people being creative or having ideas. I just think we just been indoctrinated and brainwashed to believe we have to be an employee. We have to work for a big company. You know what I mean? Instead of doing your own thing. You know what I mean? And it's hard because you on your own. You're stepping out of your comfort zone, your safety box. You know, like me doing opening my businesses. You know, I try to spread, like, first thing I do is I let my friends and family know, hey, this is what I'm doing. You know, I would love your support. You know, 'cause that's the first thing I did. Like, hey, you know, I contacted my friends, I contacted my family. Like, hey, you know, you would expect your friends and family to support you in your business endeavors. Not. Not. That's. And,
nigga, hell nah.
Hell nah. I don't ask my family. I sent a thing out to my family like, hey, you know, I'm very passionate about this. Boom. Check out the kids. Take 30 minutes out your day. I'm not asking for no money. I don't want nothing from you. Just hear me out. I want your feedback. Tell me how I can do this better because I'm passionate about that. Out of all the people I sent that to, I ain't getting that one person that can say, oh, okay, this is what I think. Here's your feedback. Ain't that crazy? So I'm telling you, man, you know, and people that's not, like, really in the family, like, by blood, they do something and you get, oh, you know, it's comment, talking about their job. Oh, it's comments this. Oh, great this. This is wonderful. Good job. And I just found out, I was like, man, wow. So it's just, it's real, man. When you got to be a strong cat, man. You have to be courageous. You have to have heart to do those type of things and lead. Like, it's not easy, man.
Oh, definitely it's not. You know, minds have been conditioned, like you said, to be employees. But the thing is, we're not even investors. You know, we don't even invest in, like, hey, you know, just on some simple shit, like let's get an ice cream truck and see how that goes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's not even nothing that's probably even gonna make you no major money. But let's just see how that goes. And then if we can go from the ice cream truck, let's go get something else. And then, you know, that's something you could pass down and give back to the younger generation. Okay, we got 3 more streams of income. I don't really have time to do the ice cream truck, but let's pass this down to the nephews or the nieces or whatever. You guys run the ice cream truck. We'll show you how to do it, blah, blah, blah. And then, but we got these other revenue streams. Then it teaches them how to, okay, well, I got this. If you practicing nepotism too, I'm not against nepotism. That's one thing
I'm all for it.
Say.
That's how the wealthy got wealthy. Purely through nepotism.
I'm all for it. I'm all for nepotism. It's just a problem that a lot of us are going through is the so-called, what I want to call it, the integration. Like integration was supposed to make everything fair, but we go work for them. We're not going to work. They don't come and work for us. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the last time where you saw a black business with a whole bunch of different races coming to work for them. It's always the majority of the time. Not to say that they don't exist, but I can guarantee you 93% of the time is going to be us going to go work for them. Very small percentage of them coming to work for us. And that's where, you know, I look where integration, that's where it failed. That's where it's failing at. You know, so, I mean, even if you start small, like if we was to take Nipsey's, his family's formula, they started a T-shirt store, Slauson T-shirts. You know, that was the first one before they had the mayor, before all the money came in. They started with one thing, $1,500 a month paying rent. Got the store up there. They knew the people in the community, so people came in and patronized them because they knew them. And then they went from there. Then they, you know, now shit, you going in the store smoking weed. You got your partners hanging out there. I mean, whatever. You hiring people, all kinds. You can throw events in there.
Right.
Cross brand. You know, if you may have a book that you want to put out, you can come sell it in my store.
Right.
See what I'm saying? If we have these type of businesses, you know, and these are the time. I mean, we fuck off that $1,500. We'll fuck that off drinking in the weekend or taking a trip to Hawaii. Let's all go to Hawaii, and everybody. Then we could have all put that same trip that we put together for Hawaii and went and got a business, went and started something
to generate income,
would benefit us in the long term.
Yeah.
You know, but we don't look like that. You gotta get a good job, and if you're not working, then you're hustling. You know, and that's the mindset that we have to change with all these cameras going up, and people even have cameras in their house now, like even breaking into somebody's houses and just robbing somebody and shooting people in the street. Like everything is changing. It's almost like, and it's so many different avenues now with the internet. Like you don't really have to even choose a life of crime anymore. People choose a life of crime because it's the easy way out. It's the lazy way, and people don't want to never say the life of crime is a lazy way. Robbing somebody is lazy. Selling dope is lazy. You know what I'm saying? Hurting the community for your financial gain, that shit is lazy. It's fucking lazy.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Definitely laziness is a part of it. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of it is just, it falls back to education, man. And I'm not talking about the education like a formal education like you get through our current education system, which is complete shit. Which definitely needs upgrading, at least to the current times, modern times, and you know, modern technology. It's still ridiculous. I got to spend $300-$400 for a damn textbook that I'm never going to use again. It's going to change every semester when everybody got a smartphone and you can get the damn PDF on your phone. I'm still dumbfounded behind that, but it's just, you know, all about that money.
Their university, their school system, it's all a hustle.
It's a complete hustle.
That $60,000 to $100,000 that you're spending, that your parents is busting their ass to do, you guys could be investing that in yourselves. But people don't view it like that. What are you getting? what cert are you getting that you can't get for yourself?
Right. I think for the most part, man, like me, I love education, man. I love learning. That's just me. I'm just a very inquisitive person innately. You know what I mean? So that's okay with me. But I'm not going to school to be like, okay, this is gonna make me a better employee. Nah, you know what I mean? I'm going because I like learning different shit. I think it makes me a better person. You know what I mean? And I want to be a better person. I always strive to be a better person. And I think through knowledge is where you get, you know, you can become better because you get more aware of different things. And then, you know, you get, in a sense, outside of yourself. You get to experience different things and viewpoints, cultures, and technologies and things of that nature. But, you know, I digress. I'm getting kind of off the point.
You exactly on the point. I think we come here to learn. We don't come here not to learn. That is a major part of having a human experience is learning. It's when we don't learn. It's when we take the easy way out. Being an employee is lazy.
Yeah, and then that degree.
Lazy. Being an employee is lazy.
And that degree saying.
Robbing people is lazy. Killing somebody because you're angry is lazy instead of working the problem out and talking to that person.
Right.
And agreeing to disagree and moving on and being successful in different lanes. And not having the heart and the courage to say, I don't fuck with him, but I still want to see him do well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of laziness going on. We have to recondition all my motherfuckers is lazy. And people don't want to address that. People are so comfortable with just, man, I work so much. I work 40 plus hours a week, and you get home, you're tired. I just want to spend time with my kids. I just want to. That's the part of the hustle, too, to keep you on the hamster wheel.
Right. Now, let me ask you this.
Your job is supposed to be getting off the hamster wheel. How can I get off the hamster wheel? And if you can't come up with the solution all by yourself, then you get with like-minded people who could. Everybody should want to get off the hamster wheel. Everybody should want to have their own business. Everybody, or if not their own business, have a place where they can go, okay, I don't really want to run it, but let me go work for my uncle. Let me go work for my auntie or my mother or my father. You know,
right.
There should be something, but you this has to be instilled at a young age. And for some reason, the generations don't go to school. Your grandparents, they didn't have the option to go to college. So you need to go to college for what?
Yep.
For fucking what? What, they're not teaching nothing there that's valuable.
No, it's teaching them. It's teaching them how to take orders and follow directions very well. That's what that degree is showing you.
Yeah, you've been trained. All the degree is to me.
You're highly trainable.
It's a permission to work.
Right.
I've watched people come out on job sites, go through 2 years of training, and I know more than them, and I didn't do no training.
Now think about this. I just tripped off what you said. He said it's a permission to work, right? And I agree with that. Now, do you need permission to start a business? Absolutely not.
No, you don't.
So
no, you don't.
You need to do all this stuff to learn how to work. But the guy that, you know, I started the business and I'm hiring nobody but people that got master's degrees. But I'm a high school dropout. It's my business. I own it, but I'm only hiring people with master's degrees. That can happen. That will absolutely happen. And I'm pretty sure it does happen all the time.
And that's one of the keys in the community. A lot of people complain about, well, I got a felony, I got this, and that. Well, once you become a business owner, all that becomes obsolete. That takes that out. That takes that off the table. Now you don't have to jump through the hoop. You don't have to jump through the hoops that the corporation wants you to jump through. You can create your own hoops.
Now look at it like I'm thinking like this about, you know, opening the businesses and bringing it to our community and keeping the community dollars in the community. Now, you can go to any hood in America, the United States, and there's going to be a whole bunch of privately owned businesses, right? And I would say 80 to 90% of the time, there are people that don't actually live in the community, or is not really from that community, or is a first generation in the American or they just became an American and they come here and they instantly open up a business because they know I can't come here and try to work for somebody. I don't know the lingo and all this, but I know alcohol sells. I see it on TV all the time. I know cigarettes sell. I know junk food sells. I know all this poison can get them. They sell like hotcakes because the marketing is already there. All the advertisement is already done for me. So all I gotta do is just hold the product, and I can get a loan, which is crazy to me. How somebody that's not even a fucking citizen, which is a whole different thing, but even still, in the context that I'm using it, not a citizen, not American, can easily get a business loan to open up a business in the hood. But for the people that's from the hood, know the community, can't get that, or are unaware of doing that. Like, how can somebody come from a totally different country, can barely speak and read the language, can open up a business? How women love, or especially women, urban women, women in, you know what I mean, in our community, type of communities, melanated women love getting their hair and nails done. But who, I've never walked around and seen some Asian women like that, with their nails done, like, oh, she got nice nails. They always doing somebody's nails. How come we can't have our own women, or melanated women, open up a shop and do that? And then why will we not patronize that? It's like the crab. It's like we got so many things set up against us and working so negatively against us. It's like, man, where do you start? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like really set up against us to fail. And the only way we can overcome is if we unite, but they constantly dividing us. You know what I'm saying? Constantly. Like, basically, this nigga got killed. Nipsey got killed in his own block, in his own hood, over some beef stuff because dude said, Nipsey said he was a snitch. He didn't want him around his business. Dude got hot because he's basically getting ran up off the block and smoked Nipsey because dude got in his feelings. Like, you know how stupid that is? So, and even if you gang banging, even if it was a gang banging thing, you banging on property you don't even own. How stupid does that sound? Like, oh man, this is my projects. I rent here. You know, we do the Section 8, so I'm gonna bang hard for this block. But you don't own the block.
Right.
So you killing for something and dying for something that you don't even own and you will never own. You banging a jail cell, a prison, the hamster wheel that they you talked about. That's what you banging for. That's what you killing and dying for. That hamster wheel. We became the product. Instead of selling the product as far as a business and teaching and getting our young and teaching them how to learn the craft. Like, okay, look, I'm going to teach you the business. I'm going to teach you the logistics. I'm going to teach you how to inventory. I'm going to teach you how to stage things so you don't overstock, you don't understock. I'm going to teach you what the taxes, the payroll deductions, you know what I'm saying? Proper advertisement and proper lighting for the store. What type of music should we play while we have customers? You know what I mean? What type of advertisement should we do? What type of color scheme should we use to really make the things pop? How should we hang up our mannequins? How should we have our employees greet the customer coming in? How do we treat the customer? Some places like Prada and those expensive ass places are purposely disrespectful to the customers and talk to customers like they're less than, like they can't afford it, just because it pissed the customer off. Like, oh yeah, I could spend $1 million in this store like it's, or $500,000 on this Gucci belt or this Gucci outfit like it's nothing. Cause you think I can't? Watch me. And the whole time they're like, this is what we wanted you to do. You know what I mean? They actually do that. They really do that, bruh. You walk in the stores, they welcome you because they want you to feel joyful when you see certain things. If you look at most of our gasoline companies or gas stations, the color schemes are red, white, and blue. Why is that? You know what I mean? Why does oil and then the red, white, and blue, which is the colors of our American flag, synonymous with one another? I don't know, man. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, man. We're getting bombarded, man, from all sides.
Right.
All sides, man. And you know what I mean, God rest him and rest easy, brother Nipsey. I just hope that doesn't deter anybody from doing the same thing, man. Doing the business in their hood, changing our environment, man. Stop the gentrification. Stop that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's own our block. Let's have pride and ownership. Let's do the landscaping stuff. You know what I mean? Anything, man. It's just, man. It's nothing stopping us, man. But you know what? It's a whole bunch of shit stopping us. I can't say there's nothing stopping us. There's a whole bunch of shit stopping us, and it takes a whole lot of help to get there. And for the ones that you know what I mean, claw and scratch to get to the top, man, my hat's off and salute. Because it's not easy. And when you think you got your family and your friends that's going to be there to support you, man, ask any entrepreneur. They'll tell you, man, no. They'll be the biggest naysayers. Or they always want the employee discount. But you're not the employee. You know what I'm saying? Or the discount. The same hat I can sell for $5. You pay $5 at the next store. You want to pay $3.50 for mine, but it cost me $4 to buy it, and then I got to pay tax on it. So I'm taking the loss because I mean, come on, man, that's not how we do things. That's not how you're supposed to do things.
Right. Well, you know, one of the main things that needs to be addressed, that's not being addressed, is the mental health issues that we all suffering from.
Oh yeah,
that's something that's going untalked about, unnoticed, turning a blind eye, whatever you want to call it. That we have mental health issues. The fact that we don't want to help our own, that's a mental health issue, and nobody wants to call it that. You would rather see someone else outside of your own win instead of your own. That is a mental health issue. You want to kill someone who came up in the same sandbag and same sandbox as you did, over words, over some false rep, some I'm this and I'm that type. That's a mental health issue. Nobody wants to. Almost everybody I know needs to see a fucking psychiatrist, bro. I'm gonna keep it a fucking 1,000. Everybody I know with that type of mentality needs to see a fucking psychiatrist.
Oh yeah.
Women hating on women. Men hating on the men. I'm not supporting that. And it don't take nothing to not support. A motherfucker open up a store in your neighborhood, go to Safeway. We're not supporting you. Until we get a brother or sister up in here, these buildings is not opening up. You're not getting no money here. Nobody takes that shit. Nobody takes that type of pride. And the lack of trust, the trust issues. You don't trust your own. To me, that's a mental health issue. The lack of trust. I don't trust, and people need. These are the things that we need to talk about. I don't trust my family. I don't trust my friends. I don't trust my own brother around my wife. I don't trust, my cousin. I don't trust. The lack of trust is just so crazy, and that is the foundation of our success, is the family and the community. Until we repay, that's what the war on drugs was about, destroying that. And prior to the war on drugs, the fucking the heroin, when that epidemic hit first, that's what softened us up. Then it's the war on drugs. Now we at a place where the feminization. Now they want black men to popularize this being the same sex shit. You know what I mean? Like that. To me, which is a death culture. It's all about promoting death culture, whether it's lean, whether it's not taking care of your community, whether it's not supporting your community. That's all death culture, which all says we have mental health issues. Nobody wants to admit, I don't care if you got a job. I don't care if you got a good car, you know how to pay your bills on time. You have mental health issues when you don't support your own.
Right.
You're lazy when you don't think, well, I don't have all the money. You don't need all the money. If y'all a church, how come the church don't come together and put it? And y'all don't have to be in the church members outside of the church. Okay, let's put something together on Tuesday that don't have nothing to do with the church. We can meet at parks. We can meet at such so-and-so's house. What are we going to do for ourselves financially now?
Right.
What are we doing? What are we putting in the basket to do that? This all comes from trust. This all comes from thinking forward. We don't think forward. We thinking backwards. Oh, I got me a job. I don't need, so what? You can't pass that job down to your child. 100 years from now, 50 years from now, ain't nobody gonna remember you at that job.
Hell, 5 days after they ain't gonna remember you at that job.
They gonna have, you get hurt on the job, they gonna have your replacement ready.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the things that we have to address within ourselves first. You know what I'm saying? We know that you ask the average, and this is how I know it's lazy, and this is how I know it's a mental health. People are lazy, and this is how I know we all have mental health issues. It's because if you ask the average melanated person in North America what the issues are, they'll rattle them off one by one. Oh, nobody sticks together. And Jesus was given to us by the white man. And why do you still worship that if you know that somebody else, your slave, the slave master gave us that? So why are you still going? Oh man, my mom, even that. Oh, the indoctrination. If you know what's wrong, you know something is wrong, but you continue to do it. That's a mental health issue. You're in an abusive relationship, but you continue to stay there. You have a mental health issue. I don't care how you cut and slice it. Whether it's low self-esteem, whatever you want to call it, that's a mental health issue. There's a lot of healing mentally and reconditioning of the mind that has to happen. Everybody already know what you got to do. The majority of the shit is out here now, whether it's on the internet or it's at the library or documentaries that's come on TV that showed you about J. Edgar Hoover and the FBI, and you know what you up against from the beginning. And getting a job is not going to protect you.
Nah.
Going to church is not going to protect you. And unfortunately, everybody thinks being black is not going to protect you. That's something that needs to be addressed. What has being black gotten us? These are the questions that nobody wants to ask. How successful have we been? When did this start? When did being black start?
Right. When did we stop being who we are and stop being a color in the crown box?
Where we weren't kings and queens.
Right.
When you look back to when you go back to the 6th century, past 1492, which most people don't know the history beyond that point, how come there's no commerce history of white people beyond the 6th century? Why is that? There's no existence of commerce of white people before the 6th century. So how come we don't know anything about the 6th century?
Because the Moors was running the shit at that time, to be honest.
I know you know, but these are the questions that the people, we don't ask each other. When we sitting around talking, when we sitting around drinking, smoking, chilling with our ladies, why are we asking these questions? Why is the TV on so much?
Yeah, but we could talk about the love and hip hop type of shit, or the reality fucking drivel that comes on the TV and fucking.
You can ask some motherfucker who how many yards Barry Sanders got. They'll tell you right down to the T. What year he came in, how many years he played, what team he played for.
Yeah, but that's Barry Sanders though, man.
Hey, man.
Barry
is
truth, man.
I'm not knocking Barry Sanders. There's nothing wrong with Barry Sanders. My favorite running back, if I could be honest, that I've seen from start to finish. But if you know that about him, how come you don't know that much about your own history? Your own history.
Yeah.
That's his football history, but you don't know about your history.
Right. Right.
These are the questions, and this is the reconditioning that has to happen, and these need to be weekly meetings. It's so much brain damage that's happened to us. This shit needs to happen weekly.
Man,
and
but
make it as friendly as you want. What do you do? Barbecue? You drink?
Take it all poison.
These are the
poison.
These are the type of conversations that need to be happening with no television.
Right.
There's too much television watching going on. There's too much internet going on. It's not enough dialogue. What's happening to us? Why aren't we progressing?
Right.
Why, no matter how good some of us do, there's a curse still upon us. This shit is a curse. Kids dying in the middle of the street early like that. 12 years old, 13 years old. I've been losing friends since the 6th grade, and I'm 41 years old now.
Right.
You know how many funerals I've been to?
Right.
You know, the battles I have with anxiety, depression.
Oh, yeah. I
gotta get up and fight every single day and tell myself shit positive every day because there's so much negative shit going on out here. I gotta take at least an hour out of my day just to retool my mind and recalibrate my mind and say positive shit to myself.
That mental health is important, man.
It's important, and it's not being addressed. A lot of this stuff is not being. We don't have no contingency plan in place, no penalty plans in place. When certain things happen, it has to be unacceptable. The way we treat our women, the way we talk to our men. None of us should be in fucking court, family court at all. None of us. If we know that a court is a bank, which most people don't know, and it's ran by a U.S. corporation, then why are we running there? Well, we know that's the enemy. We act like we don't know who our open enemy is, but if you ask people who the open enemy is, they're going to say, well, most of they, then who the fuck is they?
Yep. The boogeyman.
Who is they? You can't identify the white man. Who? What are the name of these people? What are the name of these organizations that's doing this?
Yeah. You can't say they. If you don't know who your enemy is, if you can't see your enemy, how can you possibly fight your enemy?
Come on.
You just sitting there swinging.
We know we at war every day.
Yeah.
There's no bombs and shit going off on our head, over our head. There's no guns going off every day. Every time when you go into that job, you at war. You entering foreign territory. That's not your job.
Right.
Putting yourself in the reason you want to get out of the job and don't want to stay there that whole 30. That's almost like imagine being on the job 40 years. That's like a prison sentence.
Yeah, I'm gonna work for you and I'm gonna do my best, or I'm supposed to do my best to help you grow your business successful so your family can benefit. When you can hire me and fire me at any time, I'm gonna go ahead and put in these hours to make your business successful, to make you money. I went to school to be your best employee.
Man. If that ain't a pet, if that ain't a motherfucking pet,
and then
a lap dog,
I gotta pay back the loans I took out just so I can come work for you, sir.
People is not even making it to 50 these days. They've been poisoning the food, the water. You get a 30-year house loan, you probably won't even make it to pay the motherfucker, to pay the interest off, let alone the entire house.
Right.
One injury, one bad day, and it's over.
Everybody don't have Aflac.
Yeah, we are the first homeless generation. Let me say that again.
On our own land.
I know we are the first homeless generation. There is no more Big Mama's house.
Mm.
Grandma's house is gone, nigga.
Oh yeah, it's a Starbucks now.
You can't. If something happened and oh man, I lost this. My car I had this. I'm going through a divorce with my lady. You can't go home.
Yeah.
What house are you going? You can't go home.
Right. All
I see is people on the internet smiling and gee, what the fuck are you smiling so hard for? You know how rough it is out here? That's cool you got a car. That's about everybody else. And that is what's going to fuel, that's what's fueling the hate. That's what's fueling the envy. Because you're the only one doing it. You want to be Nicki Minaj. You want to be the only one on for the next 10 years.
Right.
And I love Nicki. Like, it's not a shot. I love her. That's my baby. That's a coochie kiss for me. But this is the mentality that breeds that. But Nipsey was showing everybody is that we all get on. You see, I'm pushing. If I could push, you could push. This is why I'm here, so you can see me walking down the street.
Right.
You can see that my jewelry is real. I can touch these kids. I can open up. I can't remember the name of the business he had. I wish I had jotted that down before we got on here, but he has a business that's tied to Silicon Valley, and it helps kids, that who want to go that direction and check, get into that. And then above that, it's another compound where you can rent out business offices, and every year they pick one business and they fund it. These are the things, even to have a record company compound, where we just talk about nothing but contracting and owning your masters and owning,
right,
being an owner. These are the things, that's progressive thinking, that's forward thinking, and that don't take nothing to think. Look at some of your favorite rappers who died broke, who helped fund the game, who helped start the game, the pioneers, and then after their careers burnt out, they just live in regular, normal lives. But these are legends. You got a manager, you got a lawyer, you got all of this stuff that people from your community can be helping you with instead of some outside source.
Right.
Some other nationality. Everybody that's from where you from should be doing that.
Yeah. They really should. And it's not like, I look at it like this, man.
Even if you look at, I'm not going to cut you off, but if you look at LeBron, that's what he did with his people.
Yeah, exactly.
He brought them up, put them through school, made sure that, and then they came over and took over everything. And he owns the right to his name. That's why he can move from team to team. And people hate that shit.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not stuck. You think he really gives a fuck about if y'all mad that he can move from team to team when he owns his name, when a lot of these other cats or none of these other
and getting max
that's
money.
Why he was stuck.
Yeah.
That's why whenever they got traded, they had to go.
Yep.
He don't got to go to no team. That's called business. That's called control. That's called taking your destiny into your own motherfucking hands.
Off top.
But we don't think like we should just be thankful because you get millions. Fuck that. If I'm getting millions, and they think they able to pay me.
How much are they making off my back?
What are they getting off my precious energy?
Yeah. And you know what kills me when people make that comment though? Oh, he's getting millions and tens of millions of dollars a year. He need to shut the fuck up. Like, do you realize it ain't like he just did that shit overnight? This motherfucker probably been working out since he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Day in, day out, putting blood, sweat and tears, broken bones, twisted ankles. You know what I'm saying? Surgeries, all sacrifices. You know, not being able to eat what he want to eat, not being able to drink and party like how he want to party, missing out on events, doing all this type of stuff so he can come out and entertain your funky ass on a weekend or during a sporting event. Man, you miss me, man. That motherfucker is underpaid.
That's because most people are cowards. That's a coward's mentality. You're a fucking coward if you believe, oh, He needs to shut the fuck up because you'll shut the fuck up if you had millions.
Right.
Nah. That's a coward's mentality. That is a coward mentality. People, we are cowards, lazy, and we have mental health issues, and that needs to all be laid out there. Everybody needs counseling. Everybody. Nobody's exempt from it. Well, I got all because you can dress again. All because you can pay your bills. You got a car. That don't mean you don't have mental health issues. Because I watch it. Everybody's falling into the trap. I had a woman tell me that Jesus. I asked her was Christianity. I asked her was Christianity indigenous to North America. She told me out of her mouth, avid churchgoer. No, he got it from the slave masters. And I looked right back in her face and I said, but you still study that. How long have you known that? I've known it since this woman's older than me. I've known it since I was a kid. And you still going. And you think you don't have mental health. So you think all because you prayed to your sky daddy. And you got, I've gotten jobs without praying. You could to put in the application. And let's address this. To put in the application and get a job, you don't need to pray.
No, not at all.
It's just a matter of do they need help? That's what the help wanted sign is about, right?
Right.
Driving down the street, you see a help wanted sign. Go in there, hey, I'm available. Can I come work for you? Yeah. It's not a blessing. They needed help. You were available. You got a job. Again, mental health issues, man.
Yeah.
When you really put your thinking cap on and simplify things and stop trying to put everything. And another thing our people need to do is it's not about just getting a job, taking care of your kids, going to church, and dying. It's not. That's not what life is. For y'all to taking trips and dying. That's not what life is. How about being buried on your own private property? Fuck the cemetery. Have you ever thought about that? Having your own private mausoleum on your house where your kids can just come view you in the backyard. And not no little small, I'm talking about some acres.
Right.
I'm going to go out and see mom. Because back in the days, we used to take care of our own dead. That was a 72-hour period where you didn't touch the body. But because we don't own our bodies now, you can't do that. You can't let the body sit for 72 hours. And, well, why was the body, you couldn't mess with the body for 72 hours? It's because through those 72 hours, our ancestors knew that the spirit was still here. You can't do that, man. Body. The state owns your body. Nobody owns me, yeah, okay. And that just making up your own reality, that type of shit, that's a mental health issue. Believing that your religion is your ethnicity, that's a mental health issue. And also miseducation as well.
Right.
These are the conversations we got to look at each other in our face and have and talk. Because steel sharpens steel, but all I see is cardboard boxes sitting by each other. I don't see no steel. Cardboard boxes, plastic. You know what I'm saying? Aluminum. Yeah, it looks strong, but brass. That's all I see. I don't see no steel. I don't see no Schedule 80 out here. That's your brain. That's your third eye. I don't see people using that. I just see people just being cookie cutter, going for the for the mundane.
And that's
mundane existence.
And because they're indoctrinated into that mindset, man. Become zombies. We are the Walking Dead. We are literally the Walking Dead right now. People are mindless, going through a repetitive, mindless task just to get by, to go home and do nothing. They're not even enjoying their quality of life, man. They're just programmed to do the mindless, repetitive task.
Right.
Instead of doing what they actually love, what they actually enjoy and take pleasure and have a passion for. And I think, man, we need to really get a whole bunch of great minds, you know what I mean, and totally reformat our education system, man. All the way from the beginning to whatever. If we still want to have 12 grades, I'm okay with that. I think you should get schooling up to be honest with you, till you 20. You know what? I think, you know what I mean, hell, until you really 25. I'm not trying to say you got to spend 8 hours a day into a classroom or anything like that. You know what I mean? But whatever task you're doing, once you get to a certain age, like, you know what, I love doing this. I love crocheting. Oh, I love swimming. Okay, well, let's learn how to swim. Let's make you a diver. Let's make you a rescue diver, or come up with a new device for swimming, or, you know what I mean, holding your breath, or take underwater photos, be an underwater mechanic. You know what I'm saying? You get underwater engineering. You could do all the different type of stuff because he just likes to swim. And learn different type of trades all the way up. Okay, out of the week, 2 hours out of the week, you got to go do our training for this. But it's for the craft, you can be better. This is what's new in our field. You should always keep learning, constantly evolving. Right now,
I think too, just to add on to what you're saying, is that the learning needs to be placed on the children early.
Of course.
Earlier, you know, now. Not to me, knowledge is infinite. I know you said, you know, to go to school till you're 25 or whatever.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, man.
No. The type of education, it depends on the type of education, because to get a high school, our ancestors, the type of education that we were getting in our universities in the 5th century, the 1st century, the 3rd century, we right now will be considered retards at 18. Kids should be learning about credit in the 5th grade.
Right.
Kids should be learning how to open a business in the 3rd grade.
Right.
These conversations that we're having right now, we should be having with 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds. What are you going to do when you grow up? I'm going to own a business. You're not getting a job, right? No, it should be banished. I mean, you're not getting a job. No. Why? Because it's banished. Not banished. What's the word I want to say? It's against the law of my family to have a job. This is the type of reconstruction of the mind that has to happen at home. A lot of this shit got to take place at home, and then people, and those of you who are in the low income housing, who aren't working so much, you got nothing but time on your hands to be educating yourself and educating your children. There's no excuse. As long as you got time, you don't have to have all the money. You have to know the right books and get the right books in the right field of what it is you're trying to do.
Exactly.
And stop thinking you got to pay out of your nose for everything, when if you educate yourself, it's like if you was to educate yourself on defending yourself in court, you wouldn't need a lawyer. It would save yourself thousands of dollars. If you knew how to work on your own washer and dryer, you wouldn't have to pay somebody to come in and fix it for you. If you knew how to work on your own car, you wouldn't have to pay a mechanic to come fix it for you. Look at all this money you save. I don't know, this is laziness. Our people are fucking lazy. We've been domesticated.
but they know what's happening on Jerry Springer and Murray.
Man, come on. No matter how far down the rabbit hole you fall, as long as you breathing and got a brain in your mind, a functioning brain, you can get yourself up out of there. Even if it's just to do commerce, you might like being in the rabbit hole, but you got to come out and do that commerce, and then you can go right back in there and hang out in Alice in Wonderland. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own, but you have to get to a point where you commerce savvy. Period.
And the thing that's really going to help doing that is it has to be a group of people that the the next generation come up can see the success of somebody from the neighborhood, a group of friends, or whatever, came back and did something for the community. So now my role model is no longer the LeBron James or who are baseball, basketball, whoever, or rapper. You're like, hey, you know what? These guys, man, they started their own little bank, man. You know what I mean? These niggas out there slinging dope. You know what I'm saying? And instead of taking a loan out from the bank, they open up a car wash. They open up a laundromat. You know what I mean? They open up the liquor store.
Even with the selling dope, we didn't do what we were supposed to do with that.
Right.
That was once those years that we had that window of opportunity when the game was booming at its highest. We supposed to be starting our Fortune 500 companies. Fortune 500 companies were supposed to come up out of that.
Oh yeah, period. You already running the business.
The community was supposed. People were supposed to come up with a bunch of businesses out of that.
But see, how can they
handle that right? It was all about stunting. It's all about who got the run. It's
exactly.
all about I gotta bang his broad and I gotta bang his. It's nothing. That culture just talks about nothing. It says nothing about security.
Now here's a question for you.
The culture that you participate in has to be about living.
Let me ask you a question, and let me kind of try to phrase it for you. All right, the question is about culture. Is it really our culture, or is this culture that we're in right now forced upon us, and we're just living in it and playing by its rules? And what I mean by that, the culture forced upon us is by systematic racism, projects for real, because they really call it. We're going to call this the project to see how this affordable housing work, or ghettos work for these families, these low income families. Just round them up, just round all these low income families in one centralized area, and board them up, wall them up, and say we put these walls and barbed wire fences up for their protection. So whose culture is it? Is it really our culture? Or is it a culture that was forced upon us and we're just living in it?
Well, I think we're all the victims of social engineering, right? And within that social engineering, we've created a culture. You see what I'm saying? So, like, there was once upon a time when we weren't black. Now, once we were led into that farce, then we created a culture within that. Along with the social engineering, when you look into like eugenics, who was started by white people, you can look at Black Lives Matter, but it's still us that molds the culture within that. So the funding comes from an outside source, and then we mold the culture within it. So it's kind of like it's a combination of both when I think about it, in my opinion.
Okay.
Hip hop is a culture that came out of the drug culture. And then we can go back further and further and further. You can see where everything stemmed from. And that's the beautiful part about history, but nobody cares about history. There was a point in time when we were all black Republicans. What?
Yeah.
And niggas is Democrat to the death now.
Oh, you can't tell them different.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying either one is good because I don't fuck with the democracy at all. But you can't even get our people to tell you what's the difference between a democracy and a republic form of government. What's the difference between a republic? A Republican form of government. What's the difference between a democracy form of government from a republic? Who's the executive producer of Love and Hip Hop? Mona. They know who Hoops from Flavor of Love is. Ask them. Who's Hoops from Flavor of All the Little Light Years? Ask a nigga about eugenics though. I'll tell you. We don't give a fuck enough about ourselves to study ourselves. We don't give a fuck enough to study our own enemies. We know we at war. We don't even study our own enemies.
I don't even think we know we at war.
Where did they come from?
Dude, I don't even think we know we at war, man.
Where did they originate from? What's the difference between, if you ask a melanated person in North America, what's the difference between a United States citizen, a Native American, and American? They cannot tell you the difference. Most of them. You ask the average African American, so-called African American, are they a United States citizen? And they'll say yes. And then you ask them, okay, well, when did you go through the naturalization process? What year did you go through the naturalization process? Huh?
They don't even know what you're talking about.
What's that? Yeah. In order to be a citizen, you got to be naturalized. What? These are the conversations that we have to have. And we got to give a fuck about. Television is such a big part. People don't even know the weapon that television is. People talk about the Jeffersons like it's real. People talk about Martin like that shit is real. People talk about the NFL like it's real. We don't study nothing. Entertainment, it says it just goes for anything. I'm gonna just sit up and watch it as an entertainment company. And then you wonder why you don't know. It's not even a sports collegiate. Even college is sports collegiate. It's not even listed as a sports company. Why agents build malls? You look up one day like laws in place, and they all Asian malls. Like we don't even study football. You talking about building a mall. Somehow the motherfucker got built though.
Right.
Damn, they must be having meetings. That's what when I see shit like that, they must be having meetings somewhere. I know they ain't psychic. They building whole malls dedicated to themselves, controlling their dollar in there. They are having meetings somewhere. Somebody, or hella emails is being shot out in the private. Somewhere privately, they are having meetings. We at war. We're the most divided people, but we don't talk about nothing. But all we do is play the victim role. Well, this happened to me and that happened to me, and they got this, and it's all compatible.
Right.
The whole point is, if you're a fighter, the reason why Muhammad Ali was able to beat George Foreman is because he studied him. The reason why offense could break the defense down is because they study film on their opponent. Blacks don't study shit but pornos. I ain't gonna lie, I study it too, but still. And bullshit. Yeah, I got a PhD degree. How many continents is on this earth? See? That shit is important. Knowing your geographical location is important. How many United States is there? Are there? There's more than one. How many? What United States?
Yep. Then they look at you like you speaking a foreign language.
language, bro. And these are the people don't want to have these conversations. People don't want to have these type of arguments. I don't like that. And then when you do have it, I don't like that nigga. You always talking that. Cause why? Cause I'm not joking. I'm not laughing. I'm not hee-hee-hawing.
Yeah.
This shit really, when you really think about it, this shit ain't funny, nigga.
Let's talk. Let's have some mindless conversations that's not gonna do anything for us as a people, or just do anything. Let's have those type of conversations. Every once in a while, you need to really enlighten yourself, man.
And don't get me wrong, my nigga. I'm a bullshitter. I'm one of the best bullshitters. And if we've been kicking ass, studying subjects all day, and we joking and laughing. I know how to joke and laugh in between.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get this work. Let's be industrious. Let's take the beehive mentality. You know what I'm saying? You gonna look at a beehive. I double dog any one of y'all, since y'all like to be on YouTube and all that shit, or even go to there. I know most of y'all scary. Y'all don't want to actually go out in nature and find one. But if you go on YouTube and look at a beehive, a 5-minute video, 10-minute video, and just watch, all they do is work.
Yep. The worker bee.
Because they understand that if they don't do the work, this is how serious bees are. This is what they know. They know that if they don't do their job, they only know they got a small window of opportunity to do it. They come here knowing that. Then on top of the fact that they know that they only got a small window to complete their job, they know that if they don't pollinize this planet, it would die within 2 or 3 years. Inside of 2 or 3 years, we would all die.
Mm.
That's how important bees are. And they know this. Now, I don't speak bee language, but I'm pretty sure they probably bullshit, have sex, but it's all in between working. And they protect the what? The queen. Not the king. It's a matriarch system, not a patriarch.
Hello.
A woman runs it. Every time you got a man running shit, when men run shit, you run it into the ground. We fight. We get into dick swinging contests and pissing matches. When the queens come together and run it, the real queens, not the ones that spoil, got jobs, promiscuous, fucking all kind of men, and calling themselves a queen, and then want all the respect, but don't act nothing like one.
Right.
But when a real queen steps to the plate and shows her face, people follow, people listen. You're not gonna get too much static, because that's the direct order of things. The woman leads, the man builds. Man of the security team, but you gotta have a sharp woman that know what time, and then it's give and take. Because you know how we grew up. Whoever had the best idea, that's what we rolling with.
Yep.
Where we going today? All right, Ted got the best idea. Fuck it, we fucking with what Ted do. But that didn't mean that me and the rest of us didn't contribute. We all heard each other out there. We gonna do what Ted doing today. Fuck it. Then maybe tomorrow we gonna do what Shannon doing. You know what I'm saying? Whoever got the best ideas going, whoever got the hot hand.
Right.
That's what we doing. So, you know, it's a lot that needs to be fixed, but like I said, Nipsey laid the blueprint. I mean, you can listen to his music and go step by step of what this brother was saying. And the major point in his music is investment. Yeah, I was selling drugs, but we took that money and we bought a store.
Yeah.
They raided the store. Then we was out hustling on the fucking street corners, selling on tables, knocking our tables down. Went and got another store. Oh, went to jail, lost everything. My brother rapping, come out of jail, we get another store.
Yeah,
they raid that store. We end up keeping that store, and I come out and we balling. And it's all ball time.
Yeah. It wasn't overnight.
It wasn't overnight. That's why he called it the store, the Marathon Store.
Right.
When he finally released Victory Lap, he's like, I already won. I'm just walking around this motherfucker campaigning and kissing babies and shaking hands now. I put the work in.
Yep.
Revolutionized marketing with a mixtape, proud to pay $100 mixtape. Are you kidding me?
And shit, at that time, you couldn't even motherfucking give them motherfuckers
in the internet era. What'd you say?
So you couldn't even get a motherfucker doing the independent route. Wasn't a popular thing.
Man, niggas couldn't sell me a CD for $5. This nigga was having motherfuckers buy CDs $100 a pop. I don't care if it was just 1,000 people, 300 to 500 people that showed, and he went on tour with it. And he got that idea from a book, from reading.
Imagine that.
Not no TV, because you ain't gonna learn shit on there. But how to be stupid, how to throw glasses at your boyfriend, how to have a side piece.
Right.
How to buy. You're gonna learn how to be the television teach you how to be a consumer.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. Come get this food. We got this new special over here at so-and-so restaurant. You hopping in your car as soon as you see the commercial. Ooh, I gotta go get me one of them. You got 20 drinking partners, and y'all can't come together and go get you a KFC? This is why we don't do it. And when you start thinking about this, you're like, damn, this shit is not really that hard, because it's strength in numbers.
Yep.
1,500 here, 1,500 here, 1,500 here, 1,500 here. Take that, invest in that. Don't blow the profits. Double down on that shit. Because you really ain't up until you up. You don't know when you up. See, people get up a little bit and then want to blow. No, nigga, double down. Reinvest again. Now stretch out and go do this. That man had a shoe deal with Puma, a strand company, a tech company, Marathon Clothing, was doing music, owning all his shit. Was one of the first cats selling mixes, because cats on the East Coast wasn't selling mixtapes. They was giving them away. He was selling his mixtapes in the internet era.
Right.
And that was special. You know what I'm saying? That's why but what I appreciate about him, he left the blueprint. So what I'm hoping is that a lot of young rappers come up that's under him, and they see that, you can own your own stuff.
And how important it is. And what, not just that, man, what type of legacy you leaving behind,
that's securing your future. And the thing that we have to be concerned about the most is our security. Our security is very important. You don't want to, and that's what our women thrive off of. Well, she don't respect me because you haven't secured her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most women, the good ones anyway, if you secure them, they ain't going nowhere. But it has to be a two-way street. So I would never let a woman just solely depend on me. You got to be a forward thinker as well. You got to have your sleeves rolled up as well, because if something happens to me, I can't have no little pillow princess laying around not knowing what to do.
Hello.
And that's why you heard Lauren London. He taught me how to do this. He taught you think Nipsey was just laying up, as bad as she was, think he was just laying up banging on that? No, you're going to get some of these business ideas and structure, and you gonna add to your brain. That's what he left. That's a legacy that brother left. And not just for the youngsters, I'm older than him, for everybody to follow.
Right.
And like he said, I wasn't always poised. There was times I wanted to give up. blah, blah, blah. But then, that's when he might have had his brother or his partners, man, come on, we got to nudge him, man. We got to do this. We got to get back on it. All right. I'm unfocused right now. Let me get back on it. All right, back on this shit.
And it's important to have a solid team.
Right.
That's very important, man. And in a team, in all teams, in all relationships, man, there's gonna be bumpy roads. There's gonna be disagreements, fights, everything. But you have to have a solid team. A team that's built and has one mutual goal, and everybody's trying to achieve that one mutual goal. That's solid in that pursuit. It's very important, because once you all have that agreement, like, okay, I want to do this, I want this to do this, I want this company to be the best company in the Western Hemisphere, and that's the all thing we're all in agreement on. If we can all agree on that, we can work everything else out. The way we go about it, how long we go about it, the strategies and everything like that. I want the company to look blue. I want the company to be red. No, I want the company to be blue. We can work that out. But let's figure it out. Let's do a coin flip. Well, look, I can see it on this one, but on this one where you want the logos to be this font, I want it to be that font. I'll pick the font, you pick the color. Compromise. Good. Right. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna happen.
Right. And also to keep people from stepping on their toes, everybody had their special area. You might have a hot hand in marketing. Right. I might have a hot hand at being the face.
Right.
You might have your other teammate, he might be the hot hand at accounting.
Right.
Everybody gonna have a hot hand or something. Everybody don't have to be the same one person. Everybody got stocks and shares in the company.
Right.
The company is fee, and then not only that, we bringing in other people. So, the main key is once we get this up and running, I'm not gonna be running this. I'm gonna be getting stocks out of it. I'm still getting, dough off of that. But now I got something else to go set up. Now that's running fluid by itself. The goal is not to be locked down on one business. This Nipsey, what he said, he was a serial business owner.
Oh yeah.
Now they got serial killers and serial rapists and motherfuckers, serial marriers, been married 17 times. He was a serial business owner.
Oh yeah. That's dope.
Dope as can be. And that's a legacy. That's called leaving a legacy.
Right.
He dropped his first album, I'm Walking Around. Even when he died, nigga, my job is done. People gonna feel like, well, he could have his stuff that he could, yeah, but by the time everybody started knowing who he is, he had already built up his community. He had already had 10 years worth of work out there. He had already worked with, look at all the people he worked with in the industry, from East to West Coast.
Right.
Down south. He made his rounds. People were telling me, man, I didn't know he did all that. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's how cold that is. I think I'm on my victory lap. I died. By the time everybody find out who I was, I had already won.
Yeah.
Whether y'all knew me or not, whether y'all know me or not, I already won. Because I come from nothing.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? There was no silver spoon. We created it. We went out and got the metal, then we melted it down, then we shaped the spoon. And then, I'm just going to have to say security, man, and that's just me. Like, if you moving like that, you got to have security with you, brother.
Yeah.
That's my
But that was crazy. You wouldn't think you would need to. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, what you say?
You wouldn't think you would need to have security in your hood from where you from. You from there. You know what I'm saying? Man, you've been there. Your shop been there for a decade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? it's a regular. What day was it? Like a Monday or Tuesday?
It was Sunday.
It was Sunday. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sunday.
It was Sunday. You know, on a Sunday though, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't think. Come on, man. That's crazy. And I'm
man. To me, I agree with you. He shouldn't have to have security. But until we get rid of this cancerous, self-hating mentality, lazy mental health issues that we have, until we get rid of that, or at least until we can mitigate it to where it's minor issues, you know, with fist fights and, you know, where people know better. If you touch him, he's not to be touched. You touch him is.
And I was finna. I'm sorry. Let me interject, man, because I don't want to forget. I was finna say the reason why people don't do that type of stuff because they're afraid to die, and I'm glad I didn't say that because niggas are willing to die over anything, some stupid, ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas will die over the bitch fast.
Right. So if they willing to die for that,
die over the bitch. Niggas wake up ready to die over the bitch.
But won't die or won't be willing to die trying to do something that will help the masses, the community. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is afraid of that.
People didn't see the beauty of $1 million crib helping out his community. People didn't see the beauty in that. People got to see the beauty and the lessons in certain things.
Tupac said the rose that grew from the concrete.
Exactly. I was coming right out of my mouth. Great minds think alike. You feel me? He was the rose.
Yep.
He was the one that came after Big, that came after Tupac and took it further than they did. Because people don't want to admit it, they were more successful musically and even maybe more talented musically, some would say. But they wasn't owning their shit like that.
At all.
And in the 45 years,
they were never a boss.
40 plus years of hip hop, there's never been a billionaire. He set the footprints for that.
Right.
A self-made millionaire, not somebody who went and partnered up with a Jimmy Iovine or some outside source. A self-made millionaire with his family and community behind him. There's no billionaire, and let's just say, fuck it. There's not even 3 billionaires you can name in hip hop, and it's $1 trillion industry. There's not 3 billionaires you can name in hip hop, and it is $1 trillion industry. In 45 or 40 plus years, however long it's been out. That's glaring. Because we don't know how to contract. There should be contracting class in every hood. The older rappers should be handing the game down, but instead, what do? They turn around, get them a young rapper, and practice the same bad business. And you know what I noticed? When you practice bad business tactics, there's a karma that comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if a lot of people know that nobody is exempt from karma. I don't give a fuck how big you are, how tough you are, how slick you think you are. You are not exempt from karma. The energy you put out is what you're going to get back.
Mm-hmm.
So it behoove you to put out good energy. It behoove you. Like, look, man, this first album, I'm going to kind of get you over, but I'm going to teach you the game. By your third album, I'm going to let you go. Or if you still want to stay partnered up with me, and then go. And then once you leave, we're still going to do records together. Still going to shout you out in interviews. You still going to be my partner instead of that stupid ass, you leave, fuck him, we ain't fucking with him, and all. That's counterproductive. Now you dividing the fans.
Right.
We stay solid. The more fans you gain, the more fans I get. Because they know you fuck with, you was snitching from my branch. Or vice versa. This is business. This is not all the personal shit. You could settle that behind the scenes. But when you're talking about business and You got to have a different mindset. And that starts young. Everything is not personal. Learning how to practice good business. Stop robbing everybody. The reason why most of us feel for somebody like a Lil Wayne or Tupac or Biggie when you find out they didn't have the money that they were supposed to have is because we not having the money we supposed to have. Spiritually, we know putting a wage on our life is some sucker shit. There's not a wage they can give me that's worth my life. But we don't think about that.
At all.
There's not a wage that they can give me that's worth more than my life. Well, I'll pay you $13 million an hour. There's not a wage you can pay me that's worth more than my life. The energy that I'm putting out, because the trick is they got you believing you going to work to get money when they don't have no money. The United States been broke since 1933. You are the money. When you go open that mortgage, the bank didn't have that money. You are the money. But you don't know how to contract. You don't know the difference between a loydium and real estate and who it's for. You don't know the two differences before and who each of those are for. What's a loydium? Why don't you have that instead of real estate? Who is real estate for? How come you don't know the difference? You know what alcohol brand Puffy is behind, though, don't you? You know what the hottest club in your city is, don't you?
Yeah, man. We just, like I said, it's just...
One thing my mama told me when I was young, I was feeling myself. I'm like, man, these girls, I was having girls call my house and she was complaining. You know what I'm saying? And I'm, feeling myself, got my chest pumped out, talking about I'm a Mac. And she was like, when I was growing up, a Mac, he had multiple girls. She said, these girls don't know about each other. He said, a Mac, if you was a real Mac daddy, you could have all of these girls over here at once.
Yeah.
And no fighting, no nothing. And I'll sit there and I'll look.
Hey.
She looked back at me and she said, don't be a cute dummy. Don't grow up and ever be a cute dummy. You may be cute and all that, but don't be a dummy.
Yo, but look, this look like we about to run up on our time, man. So
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. We gonna definitely chop up it again, man. So I just wanna tell you, man, love you, man. Appreciate you for coming on. You know what I'm saying? You already know how we do.
You know how we get down, man. Shout out to all the cute dummies out there. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to stay a cute dummy. I know it's hard to think that you've been down for so long, but you can think. You can put your thinking cap on.
Oh yeah.
You can go get you one. They got them on eBay now.
Oh yeah. All right,
they
man.
I know y'all left it all back in the 3rd grade. Y'all thinking caps in the 3rd grade. Go get them. They selling them on eBay.
All right, man. For sure. In a minute, big dog.
In a minute.
One.